I'm not even wearing a bra.
Yay! Okay, we're live. Surprise! Susie's like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of Shift Happens. It is Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Oh, 10:34. We had some technical difficulties, but we're here and we're excited. I've got a special guest today. But first, I want to say welcome to Shift Happens. Each week, we go live on Facebook on a couple different accounts talking about shifting because a lot of times in our life, we can either shift in the right direction or shift in the wrong direction. So I like to go live with a different person weekly and talk about how they made the shift and what they did to do that so we can help you make shift happen when you're ready. So welcome to today's show. We've got Susie Newsome as our special guest. So say hello to Susie if you're tuning in. I'm not sure if you can see the comments, Susie, but if you can't, I will read them off. But people are saying good morning and they're excited you're here. So Susie, welcome to Shift Happens. Thank you so much for saying yes and being available and open to doing this. First, let's let our guests know who you are. And I'll just say a little bit about you. Are you a mom? Where do you live? What's your favorite hobby? I don't know. Tell us a little bit about you so we know just a little bit about who we're talking to.
Hi, I'm Susie Newsome. I am a proud Navy wife of 20 years. And I'm a cheer, dance, and gymnastics coach. And we have a 13-year-old son, Preston, who loves sports and gaming. And we currently live here in Virginia. But yeah, that's it.
Sports and gaming. I think it's a boy thing.
Yeah, it's the trend. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We got people tuning in saying, we love you. Hello. Hi, Christy. Hi, Facebook user. If you guys want to StreamYard, I don't know who you are, and that's okay. So just tell me, say, I am, say your name, and then where you're tuning in from, because we have people tuning in from all over the United States. So first, I just want to just welcome everybody. And if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. And second, we're just going to get this started. So I think this is a really powerful Shift Happens because we're talking about shifting out of your own way. And I feel like more often than not, we are our own stumbling blocks. We put barriers on ourselves and our lives that keep us from really shifting in the right direction, maybe keeping us from things that we've always wanted to do, maybe keeping us mediocre or unhappy and not being able to move towards joy. So Susie and I were chatting and I'm like, what's some of the biggest shifts you've gone through over the past couple of years we've known each other? And you had a pretty big one. You're like, okay, I've had shifts that have kept me from really being happy and really being me and really doing what I want to do. So first, before I ask you a bunch of questions, what is the big shift that you went through that could maybe help someone else go through what they're about to go through?
Yeah, so I grew up in a Christian home. So we were raised. I mean, I'm middle one of 5 kids, so that was fun in itself. But I was raised in a Catholic home, and I was raised to treat others with kindness and respect. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Love thy neighbor, all that. So, I mean, and there was picking. It's not bullying in our family; it's picking. And so I grew up that way. So when you get picked on by somebody else about something, you kind of just let it roll off. You don't take it personally. You don't think twice about it. And that's how I was growing up, and that's why I lived a full, happy life. I did what I wanted. I played sports, cheer, gymnastics, whatever, dance. I just lived. Mm-hmm. So none of that ever broke me. So it wasn't until after my son, I gained so much weight, over 200 pounds. I was over 200 pounds, and my skin changed. With having children, your whole body changes. So, and I didn't think twice.
Oh no, we lost her. No, come back.
Oh,
you're back. Okay. Okay, you're back. So your skin changed, and then you broke up.
Yeah, your body changes when you have children. So I didn't think twice about it. I was oblivious to all of that because I was so blissfully happy having our miracle baby, because it took years and years and years to even have him. And it wasn't until, in the military life, you move quite often, 1 to 3 years, you're moving constantly. So I meet new people all the time. So it wasn't until people started pointing things out. And I was like, oh yeah, it wasn't always like this. It just appeared one day, my skin started changing, but, and then we talked, maybe it was from the birth or whatever. It didn't bother me. So why was it bothering them? So it didn't bother me until you hear it constantly. They point it out constantly. I was like, so what's that on your face? What happened to your face? I mean, and I can't remember, the one incident was a family member said, what happened to your face? I was like, what do you mean what happened to my face? And I knew they were talking about that, but it broke me. I was like, that was it. I had enough. So I became the woman behind the camera. We were in Europe. We traveled the world, and you'll see me hide behind things, filters. Like none of my savvy family, none of my family knew what I looked like because I used filters, and you could only see me from here up, okay, because I hid myself. And then the shift happened. This one hits Holly O'Brien because this is like a full circle thing with me. I'm talking about it for the first time with somebody who actually helped me shift. You. We were in Mexico. My first trip without filters, without makeup. Because I know the trips beforehand, I blended it all in. I wanted to hide because I didn't know if the family that I met and loved and grew to work with every day would accept it as I was. But in Mexico, no makeup. We don't have time to wear makeup. It's hot. You're sweating it off anyway. You're swimming, whatever. I remember we went on the trip to the island. We went scuba diving. We did all the things, and you were videoing everybody about their experience in their life. What is it about Savvy, that you love, all this, and you came to me, and I started crying. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. And you put the phone down, you asked me, what's wrong? And I said, I let you know, this is what I suffer from, my insecurity, and I don't want anybody to see it. I told myself I would not cry, but you're right there. And I just wanted to thank you, one, for having me on, because I'm such a fan of this episode. I love these episodes. They're so inspiring, but it's my chance. This is very therapeutic for me. To say thank you, because what you said to me, Susie, I don't see that stuff. And then you talked about me. You talked about my heart and my love for everyone. And that's when my shift happened. And since then, I was like, there are people out there that love me for me and don't care about what I look like. And I wasn't being vain, but it was egotistical. I'm thinking about what I look like. Why am I thinking about what I look like? Let's think about what my children need, or my child needs, what my husband needs, what I need, and how I can be happy in life. So that day, from that on, I took off my shirt and my shorts for the first time in years, since I gained so much weight, and I went swimming. I enjoyed myself in Mexico. I actually laid out in the pool for the first time in years. And my son is 13 now. It's been that long since I actually enjoyed myself in a swimsuit. I didn't care. And I was like, wow, this is what living was like again. I was living for myself. And since then, I'm like, I'm just gonna forget about all of that and find people who actually love me for me. And I've done that, and it's been amazing. I've been happier than ever.
Guys,
You can find 100 pictures of me now. There's millions of pictures of me, of all my imperfections, because you know what? The bottom line is God would not give me this if I didn't have a reason, or if he didn't have a reason. And that's how I'm living now. Everything starts and ends with why. Why? Well, you know what? I don't need to know why. I don't need to know why. This is me. This is me now.
Susie, Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. So just so you know, we don't script things out. I actually don't even send my people questions ahead of time. And the reason is I want authentic answers of how shift happened, because that's the only way we're going to be able to help you. So I had no idea. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea this is what Susie was going to talk about. And why is this powerful? Because, guys, this is real. This is real life. I mean, I barely even have makeup on today. I was like rushing this morning and I'm like, you know what? Who cares? Like, I'm here because I want to show you guys how you can make a shift in your life. And the reason I have guests come on is because everyone's shifting is different and it's different times. And Susie, I remember that moment. I literally remember you were here, you were the first one here, and I was going down the line and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you don't see what I see." Like, Susie, you don't see what I see. Let me tell you what I see. Guys, here's the deal, and this is the same thing with your kids. If you don't tell your children, if you don't tell your spouse, if you don't tell your friends who they are, someone else will. I'm going to say that again. If you don't tell the people you love who they are, someone else will. And look at what Susie went through. She, her family told her who she was because more often than not, we don't see the person that other people see. But her family did that for her growing up. And then what happened? The world told her something different. When she wasn't in that environment, the world told her something different. And she had to have someone lean in and say, Susie, you don't see what I see. And then I shared that with her out of an authentic love and appreciation for who she is. And now look at what she's doing today. I mean, guys, this is beautiful. The chat's blowing up here. Can anyone relate? Can you say, I can relate? Have you been in a situation where someone else said, you are XYZ, and then all of a sudden you're like, I am, and it wasn't a good thing? Guys, this changes the world. If you can lean in and tell someone, I see this in you, and that person's able to grasp onto it. And look at what you're doing, Susie. Like, literally, you're such a beautiful light for so many people. The first time I met you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you. You're my person. I love you. I can't wait to meet you. And that's really what this company has done. So on Wednesdays, I interview people from the women's brand that we're helping launch globally. And it's really helped a lot of people. So if you're watching this on my page, on Susie's page, and you're going, oh my gosh, what is this group of women? Let us know if you want more information, because it's not just about us selling clothing. We use the vehicle of fashion and clothing to just lean into people's lives and help create just confidence and significance and inclusivity. And we do this through a fun vehicle. Everyone gets dressed every single day. So if you're curious about that, let us know. If you're curious about growth and having community, that's what we're here for. So again, we got to go to Mexico. It was actually an earned trip, so we didn't have to pay for it. It was earned. And Susie, you laid out with your swimsuit on for the first time. How the heck did that make you feel? Praise this. How did that make you feel?
I didn't think. I didn't think, you always think about what can I hide? How can I sit? I need to cover whatever imperfection I have. I didn't think. I just was in the moment, and I've never done that before. Well, I had in the past, but I hadn't done that since, I was broken. So yeah, I just didn't think. I was just like, let me be in the moment. Let me experience this. The self sabotage, the fear, all of that just disappeared. It disappeared, and I was just living in the moment and having the best time from that point on. I got burnt because I forgot the sunscreen. But yeah, I didn't care. I didn't care. The rest of that trip, it was a different experience from the first day. Yeah.
I think all of us have something that we feel that's broken inside of us. Brokenness can be so beautiful. Do you know why? Because that's how we grow. There's things inside of us that aren't perfect, because we're not perfect. You and I know this. And there's things inside that we want to help grow, but we don't really know how until we see it. And sometimes that brokenness is just a way for us to lean into who we were meant to be and heal that part of us. And Susie, I've felt so much healing from you on this show today. Can you guys just, I love this story. I had no idea. Christy, me neither. I was like, oh my gosh. I actually have that video, so we should actually share it. I have it in my testimonials because it was really powerful. So we'll have to share that. And guys, just share your brokenness with people because it very well could be the same brokenness that someone's feeling, and then they don't feel so alone, and they can start that healing process. Guys, this show is about healing. It's about shifting from where you are today to where you want to go, shifting in the right direction because it heals. When you share your story, it helps heal someone else and they get to share their story and then it helps heal someone else. Guys, my mission in life, and I know Susie, you're very similar, is to help women heal, grow, and pay it forward. That's a huge mission and we can't do it alone. So I know Susie's on that mission with me, right?
I am. Yeah.
So is there anything else that you want? I keep this about 20 minutes. Is there anything else you feel like would be powerful that just is coming to mind or someone needs to hear? I know one of the things is, guys, you are beautifully and wonderfully made and you are unique to be you. And you are the only one that's going to be able to impact somebody. I won't be able to do it. Susie won't be able to do it. So if you're just even thinking about leaning into that power, please do. Because you alone can change somebody's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
Is there anything you want to add?
absolutely. So we are, society has placed stigma. You have to be tiny, you have to be flawless, you have to be this to be beautiful. And the one thing in that shift was everybody is beautiful. That's somebody else's opinion, honestly. You're letting others dictate how you live, and that's what I did. Their opinions don't matter. They don't matter. Live the way you want to live. Do what you want to do. I mean, within reason. Don't do anything illegal. Don't treat anybody poorly. Live. That's the only thing I regret. I did not live. I wasn't living. I was living because I'm breathing, but I was living in fear. Were they looking at my imperfections? Were they talking about how much weight I gained? That's how I thought, and it was so unhealthy, and nobody should live that way.
Nobody. You know what? Don't take this the wrong way. I'm happy you went through it.
Me too.
And the reason it sounds like you are okay, good. So the good news is for those who know me, they know it's like my phrase. The good news is you were able to go through that and feel what it felt like to be broken and hurt. And now you're able to go out and share with the world that shift can happen. So I would love for you, Susie, anyone on here, please share this episode. If you're on my personal page, Holly Lynch O'Brien, you can share this episode with someone because I have it public. That's the reason I have it on this page. If you're in our VIP private group, our women's group, and if you're not, please let us know. It's called Style Your World because you can create a life of your own design. You can style your world. It's not just about clothes, guys. We do stuff like this. It's about empowering you to live your life. So if you're not in that group, let us know. Say, put me in the group and we'll let you know. But this is shareable on my page. Help someone else make this shift. Because there's a lot of broken people out there. There's a lot of people who are hurting. And you could be the one to make the difference. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Susie. Is it this way? You're that way. There you go. Susie. It could very well be you. But you have to be brave. And you have to share with your voice. Because your voice matters. Your voice matters. So, wow, this was powerful. Okay, so thank you. You're amazing. Thank you just for being brave to come on here. No filters. No filters needed.
No filters. Guys, this is me. And I love it.
This is you. So guys, say thank you, Susie, if you tuned in. I see a lot of people in the chat commenting. Just thanks, Susie, for coming on. And I always like to leave with saying, guys, today is the day that you can make shift happen. So go out in the world, make shift happen, and let's change it together.
Thank you, Holly.
So thank you, guys. Bye. Bye, everybody.